In our previous session, we established that taking the enemy whole is the ultimate goal. But Sun Tzu was a realist. He knew that sometimes diplomacy fails. This lesson breaks down the hierarchy of conflict, from the most efficient to the most disastrous. Sun Tzu ranks these levels not by their glory, but by their cost. The four levels are: defeat the plans, defeat the alliances, defeat the army, and finally, only as a desperate last resort, defeat the cities. The highest skill is to balk the enemy's plans before a single shot is fired. This is the victory without fighting. In the lead-up to the 2022 invasion, the United States and its allies took an unusual step. They declassified and publicized Russia's invasion plans in real time. By revealing the plans, they stripped away the element of surprise and the false flag pretext Russia intended to use. While this didn't stop the war, it won the narrative battle instantly, making it impossible for the invasion to be seen as anything other than unprovoked aggression. If you cannot stop the plan, Sun Tzu says the next best move is to prevent the junction of enemy forces. In modern terms, isolate them. A major part of the Ukrainian strategy has been a relentless attack on alliances. By securing NATO support and Western sanctions, Ukraine ensured that Russia was fighting a global economic network, not just a neighbor. On the flip side, the West has worked to defeat alliances by pressuring countries like China or Iran to limit their support for Moscow. When you sever an enemy from their friends, their strength withers without a single tank being destroyed. Third on the list is attacking the enemy's army in the field. This is open combat. It is lower on the list because it is expensive, unpredictable, and results in the loss of your own men. We have seen this in the massive tank battles and the trench warfare in the Donbass. This is attritional warfare. It is a contest of who can replace their losses faster. For Sun Tzu, this is a failure of higher strategy. When you are reduced to fighting in the field, you are no longer using your mind to win. You are using the bodies of your own soldiers as currency. Finally, we come to the absolute worst policy: besieging fortified cities. Sun Tzu warns that this takes months of preparations, building ramps, shelters, and equipment, only for the general to lose his temper and to send his men to die like swarming ants against the walls. The months-long struggle for Bakhmut is a haunting modern example of Sun Tzu's war tip. The city was turned into a meat grinder. Thousands of lives were spent for a pile of rubble. This is why Sun Tzu says sieges are for when you have no other choice. They exhaust the treasury, ruin the army's morale, and leave the victor with nothing but a graveyard to govern. The levels of warfare are a ladder. The further down you climb, the more you pay for your victory. The expert commander stays at the top, winning through intelligence and diplomacy, leaving the swarming ants and the ruined cities as a warning of what happens when strategy fails. To summarize this lesson, warfare is an escalating scale of efficiency. Level 1, the mind. Attack the strategy to win without blood. Level 2, the network. Attack the alliances to leave the enemy alone. Level 3, the body. Attack the army only if you must. And Level 4, the wall. Never attack the city unless there is truly no other way. Sun Tzu reminds us that a general who rushes to the bottom of this ladder, straight to the siege, is a general who has lost control. In modern conflict, as in ancient times, the most powerful weapon isn't the one that destroys a city. It is the one that makes the city surrender without a scratch. As we conclude our look at this lesson, we are left with a clear hierarchy of conflict, a ladder of strategy. that every leader must understand before they commit a single soldier to the field. Sun Tzu's rankings are a warning against the clash of egos. When we look at the devastating urban combat in places like Bakhmut or Mariupol, we see the literal bottom of the ladder, the siege. It is the most expansive, most destructive, and the least efficient way to achieve a goal. To summarize the four levels: Number 1. The peak. Disrupt the enemy's plans. Use intelligence and foresight to make their strategy obsolete before it even begins. Number 2. The mid ground. Sever their alliances. A lonely enemy is a weak enemy. By isolating your opponent diplomatically, you win the battle of resources. Number 3. The descent. Attack the army. This is the realm of open combat, a necessary evil when the first two levels fail, but one that always comes with a heavy price in blood and treasure. And number 4, the pit, the siege, Sun Tzu's last resort. This is a graveyard for morale and a drain on the state. The takeaway for the modern world is simple. The further you move away from the mind and towards the wall, the more you have failed as a strategist. True supreme excellence isn't found in the ability to tear down a city. It is found in the wisdom to ensure the city never has to be attacked at all. Stay at the top of the ladder. Win through the mind, not the wall.